The scholarship covers, as you can see here, tuition and fees for full normal duration of the master's or professional program, a living stipend of $2,300 per month during a Hello guys, welcome to another exciting opportunity. Today's video, we are looking at the McCall MacBain Scholarship offered at McGill University in Canada. Okay, so we'll look at a brief overview of the scholarship. We look at the benefits of the scholarship, then we'll go on to look at the criteria, how to apply, information session. Okay, so stick around and let's go through it quickly. So this is the program overview. It says here the McCall MacBain scholarships are about more than financial support. We believe in the power of community and provide scholars with opportunity to develop as interdisciplinary leaders in a complex world. This program brings together a diverse group of scholars who aspire to lead with purpose, individuals who have demonstrated leadership potential, and an inner drive to make a positive impact in other people's life. While the McCall MacBain scholars will go on to work on a broad range of challenges in different sectors, they share a vision of becoming leaders who serve others with integrity and humility, who are committed to continual learning and bridge building, and who take bold, meaningful risks. Okay, so now join a community. The McCall MacBain scholars pursue a funded master's or second entry professional undergraduate program. Okay, so even if you want to go again for undergrad, or this is like second entry, is that okay? So second undergrad, we are in to just be maybe 2 years or so. Undergraduate program at McGill University while participating in interdisciplinary leadership program. The scholarship covers, as you can see here, tuition and fees for full normal duration of the master's or professional program, a living stipend of $2,300 per month during academic terms. So if it's spring, fall, semester, okay, a one-time relocation grant for moving to Montreal, beginners to advanced French language courses offered through McGill. Okay. Now, scholars not pursuing academic term during the summer may apply for up to $5,000 Canadian dollars to pursue meaningful summer initiatives. Come to the end of the first year. Okay, as a court, okay, this is just stories from other students. Okay. Now, if you can see here, it says the McCall MacBain scholars are asked to bring an openness and commitment to learning from one another, and all while studying in one of the world's greatest multicultural cities. This program provides scholars with what? Leadership, development, mentors, and coaching, and a community hub. Of course, so you can just read on this one. Okay. Now, the next thing I want us to look at, so you see in the second year, scholars travel to another part of Quebec or Canada to engage in place-based learning. Recent destinations have been so you go to other cities instead of Montreal. Okay. Eligible degrees. You see, you may apply for the McCall MacBain Scholars in 2025. You are planning to apply for summer or fall 2026. So now that means you can apply right now if you are planning, because this is for 2026 admission to a full-time master's or second entry professional undergraduate program at McGill University. The program must consist of 45 units or more and take primarily on McGill's downtown or McDonald campuses. So this is basically the campus. Okay. More than 150 fields of study across the following degree types: Masters in Arts, in Architecture, Arts in Teaching and Learning, MBA, Education, Masters in Engineering, Information Studies, Management. Okay. Now we can click here for us to see the different programs. But before that, let's look at the division of this scholarship, like how it is distributed. See, up to 30 McCall MacBain Scholarship and 100 finalists and regional awards will be offered to candidates who distinguish themselves during the interview process. Now, Canadian applicants, including Canadian citizen, permanent resident, and refugee, they have 20 fully funded scholarship. Now they have 30 final list awards, which worth $10,000 Canadian dollars each. Now 30 regional awards, regional like by region. They have like maybe by cities or so, okay, at any public university in Canada. Now for international students, any other citizenship or nationality. So there are 10 fully funded scholarship, which covers all that I have discussed. Where is it? Here. Okay, that means those 10 applicants, they have access to all of this. Now let's go back down. Now the next thing, it says 25 finalist awards of 20,000 Canadian dollars each. So meaning, if you're among the 25 students selected as international student, like you are among the 25 top students, each one will receive 20,000 Canadian dollars. That's what it means, basically. So meaning that even if you don't get the fully funded scholarship for the other opportunities, if you get like $20,000 for universities like Regina, which charges tuition fee between $10,000, you can still study in Canada. Basically, like it's more like a fully funded scholarship without paying tuition, let's just say, okay, except for other expenses. So then they have again 15 regional awards. So regions maybe by countries, or you can say West Africa, you can say East Africa, those regions. So if you're among the 15 students within the regions, then each of you will receive 10,000, okay? And you can study, doesn't mean you have to do that at McGill University. You can do it in any of the Canadian universities, okay? So now let's look at the criteria for this scholarship in that scale. These are eligibility criteria, so let's look at it. Apply for the McCall MacBain Scholarship. We want to meet you, okay? Interested in applying for our 2026 cohorts, applications are open. We are looking for, okay? So there are a total of 130 awards and scholarship. Now we are looking for exceptional character. Now you can just read this one. So these are the key things they are looking at. Exceptional character, community engagement, leadership potential, entrepreneurial spirit, academic strength, and intellectual curiosity. So if you're writing your document, you have to look at all of these, okay? If you have to write anything like 500 words, I think you have some essays you need to write. So your focus should be on this, okay? Entrepreneurial spirit, academic strength, and intellectual curiosity, leadership potential, community engagement, and exceptional character. So I don't want to read all of this, okay? If you don't understand this one, just copy this one and ask ChatGPT to explain to you, okay? So do you value excellence, hard work, service, and lifelong learning? Like, you don't just sit back. When you last completed your undergrad, are you learning anything else like professional courses just to improve yourself, okay? Do you strive to act with integrity, honesty, and empathy? Just demonstrate that with examples. Do you have the tenacity to pursue long-term goals? What is your vision? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years or 20 years? Are you willing to take meaningful risk? Okay? Not just to do anything else. If you are taking risk that will lead you to something else. Okay? Then community engagement, you can read all of this. Now it says eligibility criteria for the scholarship. To be eligible to apply for the 2026 cohort, you will need to meet one of the following criteria. One of the following. So it doesn't mean you have to meet all of this. You are a current student on track to earn your first bachelor's degree by August 2026. So if you are now pursuing a bachelor's degree, but by 2026 you must have graduated, that means you are eligible to apply for this scholarship. Or you earn your first bachelor's degree in the last 5 years. So from 2020 onwards, also 2025, okay, you are eligible to apply. Or you earn your first bachelor's degree more than 5 years ago, and we are 30 years or younger on January 1st, 2025. Now, so that means you've earned your maybe you started going to school at a very young age. You've earned your bachelor's degree, let's say at 17 years, let's just say, and you were below 30 by January, okay? Meaning you can still apply for this. I think someone like me, I think, yeah. You also need to meet the minimum degree and language requirements for McGill master's program admission. So the minimum requirement depends on the program that you want to study. So if you click on this, you see the different programs. Let's open that, apply for admission. So the bachelor's degree, it has to be like 4 years, and the GPA 3.0 out of 4.0, or a grade point average of 3.2 out of 4 in the last 2 years. Okay, so sometimes when students start going to school, like the first or second year, they don't do well. So they look at maybe the last 2 years and see if your GPA is 3.2 over 4.0 scale. Okay, now your educational credentials will be assessed equivalent with McGill University degree. Please consult equivalency of the page. Proficiency in English. The primary language of instruction is English. You may make arrangement to write papers, examination, or thesis in French, except in cases where knowledge of the English language in one of the objectives of the courses. Prior to admission, you may need to demonstrate an adequate level of proficiency in English. So you can click on this to know more about the English language. So if you click on this, proof of English. So you will see proof of proficiency required. Okay, you can just read through TOEFL, IELTS, the Pearson test of English academic. Okay. Now, it says normally if you meet any of the following conditions, you are not required to submit proof of proficiency in English, mother tongue, or language first learn. Language first learn and still use on a daily basis is English. So you don't have to submit any of that. As obtained or is about to obtain an undergraduate or graduate degree from a recognized institution in Canada or United States of America. Okay, so if you are in any of these, you don't have to submit. As obtained is about to obtain an undergraduate or graduate degree from a recognized foreign institution where English is the language of instruction. Okay, so you don't have to submit anything like that. Or has lived and attended university or been employed for at least 4 consecutive years in a country where English is acknowledged primary language. So all of this, if you fall in any of this, you don't have to show any English proficiency requirements. You don't have to write this test, basically. You just show your certificate. Okay, so now how to apply? Let's look at how to apply for this scholarship. I think that's key. So this is basically the timeline for you to apply for the scholarship. Your application deadline for international students is August the 20th, 2025. So you guys still have time. This is for Canadian and United States. Okay. I don't know if I need to apply for the scholarship, guys. So you see from June to September, application for McCall MacBain Scholars. Then definitely you know whether you are selected. Then now you apply to the program, October to December. You apply to the program, eligible programs here. Then October to December, you attend regional interviews by invitation only. That means only if you are successful. Okay. So if you click on this eligible McGill, that brings you to, let me see, eligible programs like these ones. Okay. If you click on this now, you'll be able to see the different programs: agriculture and environmental sciences, under arts, medicine, education, engineering programs. You can click on this one. Okay, neuroscience, urban planning, architecture, biological. You see, just browse through. You go again. Number 2, this is civil engineering on thesis offered by the department of this course base that emphasize fast-paced and cutting-edge learning. Okay. So now, how to apply? Let's say you've looked at all of this. Now you want to apply for the scholarship. Let me take you. So the McCall MacBain Scholarship application. Applications are open, blah, 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 blah. Eligible programs and the line. So If you are new here, you create an account. If you're a returning user, you'll just log in. So you just create this account. But how do we get to that? That's what I want to show you. Let's go to the first page of this scholarship. So when you come to the first page, this is the first page, right? If you go on the application, you go here, how to apply. That brings you here. Okay, so you can click on application overview. Apply now. You can click on this one, and that takes you here. Okay. Now, under the application overview, which I will make a video on here, if you click on this, understanding the application. So you have to fill in personal information. You go to academics, then activities or original work and employment. Then you go to references, short essays. So now this is what I want you to do. If you're applying for this scholarship, right? Focus on this for now. Okay, this is very key. But one key requirement most people don't know, you have to be nominated by the university. You have to be nominated by the university. So that means you have to meet the university head, and that's the key issue, okay, which most students face, because some people don't want to reach out. So you have to reach out and ask them for them to, I think there is one area they have to recommend you. Like, okay, short answers, tell us one activity or pursuit you used to dedicate a significant amount of time, but no longer do. You write, that's 150 characters, very short. Tell us two goals you are currently working towards outside of your academic pursuits. It's not anything like academics. What are some of the other things? Some of them, they want to see what you do outside of classroom. Okay. Don't forget about the criteria. Okay, like exceptional character, leadership potential, community. Look at those things if you want to write these ones. Okay, it's very key. Tell us three things about you that tell us about who you are that have not come across in the rest of the application. So maybe you must have said something in your application. Now, short essay questions. Make sure to tell us what happened. We want to know what your role was, what you actually did, who else was involved, and more. Tell us how your community, blah, blah, 225 words. This is one, I think you have to take one of these. Think of short essays as an opportunity to reflect who you are. Tell us about your goals, influence. You can expand on activities you've listed elsewhere in your application, or make sure to tell us, okay, all of these you need to answer these ones. There are three of them. Okay. So then you upload your resume, and I think there's a guide here. Don't take that your resume that you have. Upload one-page resume. Your resume must be a PDF with a minimum font size of 10. To modify your resume, please do not include photos. Your resume will provide one-page summary of what you have shared in other sections of the application, such as your academics. Think of this. Professional, meaning like work experience, community experiences. Okay. Use the CV guide. Click on this one. Use that to write your CV with examples on page 5 and page 8. Okay. If you've not written one-page resume before, you can use this single page or highlight what is most important to you in your experience, something like that. Then you go to transcript, you submit them, read everything about the transcript. Then you go to waivers and confirmation. Confirm, then you submit your application. Okay, guys. Don't forget to share this video, like, and subscribe. Okay. See you in my next video, where I'll basically go through all of this application, create an account, and take you to the application process. Okay, how to fill in the application. See you in my next video.